Okay. Brett saying the zero sound too. Oh, we're good because I hear me feedbacking. Stand by. All right, I think we should be good. Stand by. I think we're good. I think we should be good. Stand by. I think we're good. We should be good. Stand by.
Recording
I think we're
stopped.
good. Should be good. What's that?
Recording stopped.
What's that?
Rec-
They said now have Brad. There you go. There you go. They were good. They're good. Yeah. They're good. They have you. Yeah. Everyone's saying sounds good. There you are. We're good to go. Have you. Yeah. Everyone's saying sounds good. There you are. We're good to go. Have you. Yeah. Yeah. Luciano says sounds good. We're good. But we're good. Yeah. Oh, Brett's now saying no JJ. What the? What the? What the hell you say? A little Stephen E for you.
Different device.
Turn it off and turn it back on again. That's what I just did.
Well, then I lose the live stream.
I don't mean your computer. I mean your microphone.
No, it's hang on. OBS is not. I may just have to leave the settings up the whole time.
What do you mean?
Like when I close my sound settings, my sourcing settings, now I'm gone again. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, now I'm back. I'm back.
Right.
Hey, there we go.
Episode 106. Let's
Jeez
go, boy.
almighty. What the hell are we?
What the hell are we doing here? Oh, man. All right. So we're good now.
Yeah, think about this, though, dude.
What's up?
106 episodes. And
Mhm.
I remember sitting at my desk at Above and Below Contracting, project manager. I heard you on a podcast. I was listening to you were a guest episode somewhere. And I remember listening to your podcast. I was like, oh, damn, that was good. And you were asking me to do a podcast. I was like, I can't, man. I got too much going on. I got work, kids, wife, family, everything. I was like, YouTube. That was back when I was working full time. And I was working a lot. I was like, I can't do it, dude. And then I heard that podcast. I knew I was going to be quitting my job. And I texted you. I said, let's fucking do it. You're like, don't lie to me. Don't get my hopes up. And here we are. Here we are.
106.
Jeez, man. What the heck?
It's tough business, though.
Yeah, it's not like YouTube.
No.
Not at all like YouTube.
It's way unknown.
I mean, we definitely probably could be figuring out different ways, but I guess we tried, man. Like I feel like we tried to figure some stuff out at FinCon, and there was nothing really that I figured out that was like, oh wow, like mind blowing,
Yeah, and for all the people that are listening to this, we're not just talking monetization. Like, we just want to grow it.
Yeah, we've literally plateaued for I don't even know how long.
Our weekly numbers are like clockwork. And we're trying to figure out, like, did we grow too fast too soon? Like, are we catching up to where, quote, we should have been?
It's a good point.
But we know that, like, especially from YouTube and other businesses, like, if you just do what you like to do, like, the money will follow. Like, that's fine. We're, like, doing fine. But it's very, like, all right, I'll talk about last week's episode with Jared, right? Jared Morrow was on last week, 90-minute episode, loved it. It was great
episode.
It makes me want to have guests more, which I could talk about in a second. And I was like, this is gonna be a great, like, numbers wise podcast.
Thought so too.
And it got like half of our day one usuals.
Very, very strange.
Very weird. Now,
and it wasn't like there was a holiday or something. Sometimes on Monday holidays when people are off work, numbers are down, which we expect that. But I don't know.
It could have been the week before we didn't get one out, so we might have just need people to catch up. But
maybe it was how Jared spelled his name. People just didn't like it.
Morrow.
And
with the two
A's and 2 R's. Like, nah, I'm not listening to this guy.
But when we went to FinCon and we pretty much said to everybody we want to grow, and they're like, oh, how long have you had your podcast? And we were like, like a little over a year, and they're like, "Oh, okay, what are your numbers like?" And we gave them our like download numbers, and everyone's like, "Whoa, that's pretty good."
Yeah, you know, it was weird.
And we were like, "Oh, okay." And even now, I know I've had other friends start podcasts. Like our downloads are awesome, but now I'm thinking to myself, if our downloads weren't quote awesome, I don't know how people grind through the first couple years
It'd be tough.
because like it gets to the point where, like I said, not even money. It gets to a point where you put in time. You want to just see it grow. Like YouTube grows slowly, no big deal.
But
slow
you
grind,
grow.
But you at least you see it growing.
And then
Yeah,
you'll get
this-
you get a little magic video pop, you know, for like 10K, you know, views. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, 10K.
So if you are a listener and you know how to grow a podcast, or you want to come work for the average money, that's like a major hurdle because everybody that we talk to is like, oh, to grow your podcast, it's really easy. You have to go on other people's podcasts and you have to have people on your podcast. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, yeah, we tried that. And also too, like, we get emails all the time from, I guess, people's agents or representatives or VAs or whatever, like, I have a great podcast guest opportunity for you. Meet Mr. Johnson. You know, like, I don't want to like cold call people asking if I can be on their podcast. So like no one's really ever asked us to be on their podcast. I think we've been on like maybe one or two. But
Yeah.
as far as guests, we've had some great guests on the show. And
We have.
we have a lot of guests lined up. And when I say lined up, it's because guests cancel last minute habitually like it's their job.
Mm-hmm.
It is brutal. And like we're all in this game together. So like what am I going to be like, "Come on, man, really screwing me up here," you know, but
Well, depending on the guest too is also I think how the episode goes too, man. Because like Jared, for example, like we know Jared, we've hung out with Jared, we met him in person, like we know we can like kind of like be relaxed. But then some guests
Yeah.
would come on, you gotta like test the waters and be like, okay, how, you know, because like me and you can kind of go off the wall sometimes, and I don't want to like bring a guest in the podcast and then we're
right.
slamming beers and cussing, and you know this guy's like, what the hell did I sign up for? Who are these dudes?
Should have vetted these assholes.
Yeah, no shit, man. Gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, we that was good. Like I feel like we got Jared on to you know, just to get the guest flow back in because
Yeah.
we want guests. We've been trying to get Zeke on for a week. He canceled the day off. Like, and like I said, sometimes work comes up. Like, not everybody's sitting around waiting to be on the Average Money podcast. So
And
I understand shit happens, but it's like it's not like people screwing us over. It's just part of the game. I used to do the Tuesday talks on my channel, and I had the same thing. So it's not like us. It's just people just sometimes they cancel.
I get it though, dude, because like I've been asked to be on podcasts before, and you know, there's times where it's like I'm more of a like a last minute, like if I'm in the mood, I'm ready to do a podcast. Like I hate having the podcast scheduled and then being like, you know, oh, damn it, you know, and then it's like a Tuesday night or, you know, Tuesday at 3:00, and I'm like outside working on the car and I forget about it, and my alarm goes off for my calendar. It's like so-and-so podcast. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like in the middle of pulling something apart or whatever, and I was like, I really can't do this right now. Like, and then you got to cancel on them or do whatever. Or you know, you go up and do it, but you're just not on your A game because you're not in the mood to be on the pod. So I get it. Like,
Right.
you know, I mean, it's tough, dude. It is. It's tough to, like I said, like if I'm up,
I love long form content. Like, it would almost be dangerous if you did live close to me because I feel like we would record 5 times a week.
easy.
Like if we can just like come over and sit down and just chillax, like we would record every day because there's something to talk about every
Well,
day.
and I mean, we've also said too, it's, you know, recording in person is just
Right.
a lot better experience. And no, I'm not. This is 2-ply, by the way, but I'm not wiping my ass right now. I gotta blow my nose.
You can if you'd like. So we'll jump right into I have a bunch of things that I want to talk to you about because we don't really we've been so busy and you got a lot of things going on in your lifestyle right now. But first, before you want to get with that, because I want to talk about the market. We're having a nice couple of days back, and I know that you are slowly doing the market, but for all those people that were silly enough not to watch your most recent videos on the main channel,
Mm,
you got some news.
Yeah.
So you're pivoting the main channel a little bit, which is fine, and you guys finally locked in a travel nursing job for wifey, huh?
We are. We're going to Jacksonville, Florida. And we're so excited, man. This Missouri weather, we're sick of it. Right now it's like 30 degrees, rainy, cold, windy.
And it was 70 last week. That's
Last
what we're
week.
going through
Yep.
too. I feel like we get your weather like 2 days
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, man, we're very excited. It's gonna be nice to get down there. We're gonna be like 20 minutes from the beach. Different food. We're gonna be actually, there's gonna be stuff close to us. Like, and Lindsay and I were looking at the maps. We're like, holy crap, we can walk to Walmart. And listeners, like my closest grocery store besides the the one you went to whenever you came down is like 15 minutes away or 20 minutes away or something like that from, an actual like legit grocery store. So it's going to be nice to have stuff around us and a beach and just I'm joining a CrossFit gym down there, and I haven't been in a CrossFit gym in years. And there's one like a mile from where we're staying. Like, dude, we're so excited. It's like, I don't know, man. It's we're getting back. I hate saying this, but like, I don't want to say we're getting back to real life because like where we live is real life. It's just we live in a small town. There's nothing around us. And I have a feeling when we get down there and we experience all these different, living situations, we're going to be like, what the hell are we doing in this freaking small town with nothing around?
I guess if you like live in a small town your whole life and I guess with social media, you can see kind of quote big town action, but like until you're standing in the middle of it, like
So
I
different.
couldn't imagine. Like I tell you all the time, I love where you live.
Mhm.
But I feel like where you live would be more like a vacation spot for me. Like I need to get away for a little bit. I need some peace and quiet for a little bit. I personally just feel like I'd go stir crazy if I was up by your spot.
Yeah, it happens, man. I mean, like, luckily I think what helps us, or what helps me rather, is like we know a lot of people in this town. So there's
Right.
always something going on, we got birthday parties, we got friends
Okay.
getting together, maybe there may not be like a lot of different places to go, but there's always something going on with friends or family, or, we do Sunday dinners if we do a Sunday dinner at Lindsay's mom's house or something like that, then that makes it a little easier. But it's still, man, like when we go to a more city area, and the fun we're going to have, we're also going to be spending a lot more money, but that kind of comes with it, so we're excited. We're very
Thomas
excited.
said, "Way too experienced Jacksonville traffic. You want to go back to Missouri pretty much."
Oh, that's going to suck. Luckily, I won't have to worry about it. And then Lindsay,
Every time you come back to New York, you're like, "Wow,
dude,
there's cars on the road." Yes,
I
there's
mean-
lots of cars on the road.
you guys are a different breed up there, though, bro. Like, there's an accident, and there's like a guy hanging out the car, and everyone's flipping him off because he's cutting off traffic. I'm like, dude, the guy just got in an accident. And they're like, get the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God, where am I right now?
And how long you going?
We'll be there for 13 weeks.
13 weeks.
Yep, 3 months.
Yeah, and it's funny how when we were kids, time went so slow, right? Or like it felt like, and the old cliche, the older you get, the faster it comes. And I feel like you and I generally speak in 1 to 3 month time frames. And I felt this a lot at the brewery too, because Chris would be like, all right, we have to start planning out November's schedule. And I'm like, dude, that's 8 months ahead. And then he would lay down all the things that need to happen before that's a success in November. And I'm like, oh my God, we need 12 months, And so like, I think when you say like 13 weeks, I'm like, man, that is so long. But then I'm like, it's been 13 weeks since New Year's. And I feel like
Yeah.
that was yesterday.
True.
But then I'm like, oh my God, in 3 weeks, I will be on summer vacation. Like, I will not be working. Like, that's how little school I have left.
Oh,
And
it's nice.
maybe forever. You never know, But, wow.
Yeah.
That's,
So
I'm going away too, right when you get back. I did something way outside my comfort zone.
Tell me
Way
about it.
outside. So you know that I'm like a homebody.
Yes.
right? I'm simple, and I have a really simple joke for you too in a second. Not a joke, but I don't call people. I like here. I can't go on vacation for more than 2 nights. It just stresses me out. I get sick. I'm literally so stressed when I travel. I get sick after 2 nights. I booked an Airbnb for 2 weeks in Denver, Colorado for the summer.
For the family?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm going to drive my truck out. Mommy's going to fly with the kids
That would be good.
like a day later. I'm going to pick them up. We're going to have my car so we can really do some adventuring, show the kids what it's like. It's going to be their first time on a plane.
Oh, really? The
They're-
first time on? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
They've never even been on the Long Railroad. But yeah, for all
Oh,
the
wow.
people that don't know, my daughter is 4 and my son will be 3 in September. My daughter just turned 4. So yeah, I'm doing the public speaking thing at Camp Fi. So
That's right.
if you're into personal finance, financial independence, it might be sold out already, but Camp Fi has been something I've been trying to get to for a while, with kids and FinCons and things like that. Never really made it, but I had the opportunity to speak to the founder, and I'm going to go out there and speak at one of the days there. So I'll be there from the 8th to the 10th in the Rocky Mountains. And I said to Tara, I'm like, we always talk like, let's just do something long term over the summer. I'm like, just book something. And she was like, Brad, it's going to be expensive. Now, full disclosure, I was thinking like for that time frame with like a discount, I was thinking like 100, 125 bucks a night, like not that much more than a hotel. She told me it was 200 a night. And I damn near fell out of my chair. I was like, what the hell you say? I will send you to Jesus. And but then she showed it to me, and
Kick ass.
yeah, like everything from like the amenities for the kids to how close they are to trails, and I'm pumped. I'm gonna get to
So
run
is
with
that
Olivia. I'll
Three.
get to run with Olivia out there. So, when I'm out there, and I just have I've so many friends now that I've just met over the years in Denver because we go so often that I don't know. I'm afraid I'm afraid that's just long enough where I might never come back.
So was that about $3,000 for the Airbnb?
Yeah, it was something like that.
That's
And
not bad, dude. For 2 weeks. I mean, for a 2-week vacation, like, and a nice place to stay, I'm sure.
right. No, it's really, really nice. And like I said, I compromised by bringing my truck out there, and not having to pay for a rental car, which is really, really, really expensive. Oh, good, she is here. Yeah, I'm coming out. Good, I want to go for a run. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have my truck, so I'll have more freedom. And I was like, okay, that would be like $1,000 for 2 weeks, easy for a rental car.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah, so I was like, if we can compromise that, and I could just blast out there, I can stay for 2 weeks. And I am going to be working a ton while I'm out there. I have a couple podcast people and friends that have podcasts that I'm going to be on. We'll go back to Mr. Money Mustache headquarters. I'm doing the Camp Fi. So I'm going to write this whole trip off.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
And as a YouTuber who just went through tax season, it is very, very hard to find expenses in this business. My accountant is like, Brad, I know you're frugal, bro, but
Spend
you,
some
like,
money.
can you like spend me? Can you set like here's something that he found absolutely ridiculous. My checking account only had 80 transactions in it for the whole year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that seems like pretty low.
I don't go out anywhere.
Don't you put like meals and stuff on your YouTube card? That's where like most of my transactions go.
yeah,
Like
but
every time I'm out to eat, I put YouTube. I have
We don't
YouTube pay for it.
we don't go out to eat.
What?
I don't go. The only time I go out to eat is when you come, and Average Money pays for it.
Oh,
I don't go out to eat. And if I do go out to eat, I go to my friends' restaurants and they hook me up.
see, we go out to eat a lot. We spend a lot of money on food going out, but it's our thing, man. We just love it, and the kids love it too.
Everyday Family said long drive solo. I am obsessed with car rides. I lived in Arizona, so
How long a drive is that?
to Denver?
Yeah, from New York.
Denver, I'll get there in driving time, or how long do I plan?
No,
driving
like
time
straight through driving time. What is it?
about 30 hours.
Oh shit, that's long, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. So Jacksonville from St. Louis is about 13.
Yeah, like I would get to
thought
I would
that was long.
I would when I told you before, are you going to be there? I figured I would drive because to you it's like 15 hours for me. So I figured I'd go
Okay.
15 hours to you, like spend the day, spend the night, and then do the other 15 hours.
I'll be damned.
But at this point, I'll probably drive. I'll get it done in 36 hours. I'll drive. I'll drive probably pretty. I'll pretty much try and get through St. Louis. Maybe, yeah, probably a little past St. Louis, and then I'll sleep in a Walmart in my car for 6 hours or so, and then I'll do the rest.
Damn. It's a long
Yeah.
trip, bro.
Unless I talk to people, because I will be on summer break. And if I could talk to some people in the middle of the country, like I thought about going up through like Cleveland and maybe trying to catch up with Marco Whiteboard Finance, but it's like, it's weird. Like I don't want to, I figured you were like a nice 15 hours. I know that's a long push for me. So like, I kind of want to find somebody in that
Yeah.
St. Louis down to you. I don't know, but we got some time to plan it. I'm
it'd
stoked on
be
it.
cool though, man. It'd be awesome.
So outside my comfort zone.
Gotta live life a little bit, bro.
Well, you want to know? I'll tell you what my number one stress is. That's like my garden.
Mm.
Like I can't leave my garden for 2 weeks. Forget
Oh.
about the algae in the pool. I don't care about that. But
I was gonna say, God, you're old, but you are old, dude. You're officially 40.
I turned 40 yesterday.
Hey, Brad is officially the big 40.
Oh, which is something that I wanted to throw back on you. So, wifey threw me a surprise party on Saturday.
And
I wasn't
invited.
Hold on. So, I'm really hard to surprise, and she also knows that I hate big crowds. I hate going out. So I knew that she wouldn't like throw me a surprise party. Like I knew that like she knows it's not my thing. And she's like, "Hey, I'm going to bring my kids out to my mother-in-law. She's like, "I'm going to bring the kids to my parents' house and I'm just going to take you out to dinner for your birthday. Like you deserve it." And that's something that we do all the time. So I'm like, "Okay, cool." You know? And then I'm like, "All right, what time we go?" And I'm trying to fish. Like I'm talking to my brothers, "Hey, what are you doing later?" Trying to get them like to like be busy when or inconsistencies and stories. I'm trying to dig. I'm like, if she's got something planned, I want to know about it. And yeah, so people just started showing up at my house, and everyone's in sweatpants because every time people come over, I'm like, sweatpants mandatory. Everyone's in sweatpants and good little crowd. And guess what we ordered for my big 40th birthday dinner for this big party, 30 people. Guess what we got?
Cannolis.
Oh, well, people brought cannolis. What was the main course?
Oh, I'm supposed to guess?
Yeah,
Oh, is it something that I would eat or something?
it was pizza. My big fancy 40th birthday.
What's wrong
My
with
wife
that? Oh,
I know we were talking about pizza at weddings a couple weeks ago.
yes, that's right.
Which is what I said, "Oh, JJ." I was like, "Man, what, you didn't think to invite JJ?" And she said, "Brad, he is such a good friend to you that he would have to come.
Oh, I would have made it.
He wouldn't have missed it, and he's got a lot going on in his life right now and does not need that extra stress. So I'm sure next time you see him, he'll buy you a beer or something."
We'll party.
And I thought that was really because I mean, you're a part of my life. She's a part, like she knows. I talk to her about you all the time. I thought that was really thoughtful of her because she knows you would have came. My other friends out of state.
Sounds like a lame excuse to me, Tara.
Well, you have to take that over her. You got to take that over her. I don't know anything about that, but then again, too, I will say this, knowing you as well as I do, if you came, your stomach would still hurt.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because we got weird.
Mm.
And I haven't really told anybody this, but I've been sober for pretty much the month of March. I'm trying to, in the risk of sounding too vulnerable and getting emotional, I've been really trying to cut down on drinking for reasons that should probably be obvious. But I mean, like, not the fact that everyone sees me drinking, but for me to go that far, you had to know it was getting bad.
You drink a lot.
Yeah. And it was starting to get out of character. It was starting to change to different liquors at different times of the day and night and things like that. And so I just like, all right, I'm going to cut this out. And my wife had already sent the invitations. And when I told her, like, Tara, like, I got to, not forever, until I think I can have control again, which God only knows how long. I said that about being vegan, and that happened for years. So we're getting kind of close, and she's like, I gotta ask. I'm like, what? She goes,
Excuse me.
she's like, if I'm taking you to dinner, I want to take you to a nice like steakhouse. Like, can you have a glass of red wine with me? And I'm like, yes, of course. Like, I'm not, I can have a glass of red wine with you. I'll probably have two, but I'll drive so that I know that that's all I can have.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 2 glasses of wine. I'll tell you that much.
Oh man.
Holy cow, man! It was one of the whoa. It was oh my gosh. But what's up, hon? How are you, buddy? It's yeah. So that was my stomach hurt for a couple of days.
Yeah, definitely would have been hurting.
Back on it.
There you go, bud.
Back
That's
on
good.
it. So we'll see. My next I didn't drink it. I didn't drink for my birthday yesterday, and it was probably the first time I haven't drank on my birthday since probably my 12th birthday.
Oh wow. Jeez.
I mean, I can't see any birthday that I didn't rage on my birthday between my 13th when I became a teenager, probably through 39. So that was like, wow. And then the next like milestone I think for me is I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee next month.
Mm.
And I'm going to have a couple beers down in Nashville.
Dude,
Like I said, I'm not trying to be ridiculous, but no, it's just I've been sober this month.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel awesome, and I've lost like 15 pounds. I don't even know how this happens, but
Yeah, I mean, when you don't put the alcohol in your body, man, like it's crazy. I mean, I'll drink
Yeah.
a beer. Like, see, like me, like I'll drink a beer every now and then, but sometimes it's nice just to not have it in your system for a couple weeks and just take a break.
well, I'm sure a lot of people know, but like, you also have a lot more control at drinking than I do.
Yeah, that's true.
You can have 2 beers and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
You know, I have 100.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, and it was bad. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, I think I was talking to Jeff. I don't know if he's in here, but I was talking to him and he's like, I was saying, I think the drink is getting bad. And I'm like, what do you mean? No, and he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I just kind of like thought back to the last like month or so, really since New Year's. And this was
Mhm.
the end of February. And he's like, all right. He's like, what'd you find out? And I was like, I'm drinking a 30 rack of Bud every other day. So I'm drinking 15 cans of Bud every day.
Jesus.
I'm drinking a bottle of Maker's Mark every 3 days, roughly. So that means every single day I was pretty much drinking 15 Budweisers and a third of a bottle of whiskey every day. And the thing that was like out of character for that is like I was starting to be ashamed and like I would wait till like my wife went to bed before I started drinking whiskey.
Mm.
Or like, I mean, she would see me casually drinking throughout the evening, but she didn't know that 15 were going back. You know, and then like you start to see the empty beer boxes in the like, and it's so many people enable it because like I own a brewery, so I know all the beer distributor owners, and like once in a while they don't even charge me, or they would never be like, "Why are you getting a lot of 30 packs?" They're
Mhm.
just like, and then if I ever felt bad about that, I would I'll just go to Dubco.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just Jeff was like, yeah, that's a lot, dude. I'm like,
That is
"Yeah,
a lot.
every day." And that was like that was during the week. On the weekends, you hung out with me on the weekends.
Yeah.
My brother
I
Gerard
don't know how
comes
you do
over.
it, dude.
Yeah. Either did I. And you mix in good vibes with that, you know. It
Mm.
was getting weird.
Yeah, I just, my body wouldn't let me do that, man. If I drink 15 beers and woke up next morning, I'd be done for the whole day. Like I think that's one reason why I don't drink as much as I, probably could, I guess, is because like I know what it makes me feel like.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, the other thing,
that's a downfall for you is your body lets you get through it.
well, that's the other thing about like the problem with it is I have no problem putting Jameson and Bailey's in my coffee and starting my day like that and getting the hair of the dog.
Oh damn, dude, yeah, that's no way.
You know?
I would puke all morning.
Like before the month of March, I didn't have a Saturday coffee without Bailey's in it since probably before Thanksgiving.
Jesus.
Because Thanksgiving starts Bailey's in your coffee season into Christmas season. You know, like.
No, I don't know.
But then, like, but then and the reason I picked March too is because March is really when things start to ramp up because there's nothing better than spring outdoor patio beers.
Oh, patio beers are
I,
the
d-
best.
I think your brother posted something on his Instagram about it yesterday, and I was like, patio beers, or like
Patio
I
beers are
am
the best.
I'm a season ticket holder at Citi Field, so it's like Met games in April during the day or at night, like
Yeah.
you know, and but I feel like until I can like really not feel like it identifies myself. I don't even know how we got on the drinking tangent. I apologize.
Me neither,
guys.
but that's all right. No, I mean, I feel like if you just could control it a little more, you'd be all right. Cause like don't get me wrong, dude. Like drinking's freaking fun. Like I love drinking. Like there's nothing better. Like there was a video I saw the other day. I forget the guy's name. He's a comedian. And he was on Barstool, and he was talking about how kick-ass drinking is. And he was like, when you go to breakfast or brunch with a group of friends, and everybody's like, oh, you know, it's gonna go hang out, and then somebody's like, do you want bottomless mimosas? And then everybody's like, yeah, you know, and that like changes the whole day. Or like you go out for a dinner at Patty and it's nice out, it's 75 degrees outside. You're with the wife and you're sitting on a patio and you're like, let's grab a pitcher of beer, babe. She's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, dude, the vibe is just so fun, and there's something.
I'm not saying you need to drink to have fun. I don't think you're saying that either. But it definitely has a
I mean,
dynamic.
oh, dude, it's
lowers
drinking.
your
You don't have
inhibitions.
to drink to have fun, but drinking is fun.
Yes.
I mean, I can't argue that.
Frank Sinatra said it best. You know, I feel bad for people that don't drink when they wake up in the morning. That's probably the best they're gonna feel all day. You know, and it's, you know, I get that. But and I was talking to Tara too about like I asked her like why she doesn't start like drinking like earlier with me. Like why doesn't she day drink? And she's like, I have a fear of being drunk by 2 and doing the pass out and then waking up at 6 with a day hangover. That's the worst.
That's my problem. I suck
I'm
at
like-
day drinking.
I'm like, maybe my problem is like you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. So it's like I never have that fear.
See, I like naps though, and then when I drink from like 8 o'clock till 1. By 1:30, if I stop doing some sort of activity, like if I'm in the car or if I stop at somebody's house to like wait till the next wherever we're going, JJ is out. Good night.
And at my birthday, everyone was like playing jokes because we were annihilating drinks, like just deleting alcohol everywhere. It was like college, and they were like, "Oh, Brad, you're gonna be in bed by 9." I'm like, silly geese. I sent you the video at midnight.
Oh yeah, I saw.
But
that.
I said to Tara, the great differentiator is that I can like drink beers and I will fade away with the rest of them, but I also drink whiskey and a lot of my friends don't. So whiskey was the great equalizer. All my friends had to go home way before me. I was the last one to go to bed at like 2 a.m. because when I had shots of Jameson on top of IPAs, it just ain't but guy that doesn't drink whiskey and he has 5 or 6 IPAs and then 2 or 3 or 4 or 8 shots of Jameson, bye.
Yeah, whiskey's not my book, sir.
How's your portfolio?
Better, you know.
And what's up
definitely.
with the new gear? Talk about the new gear too. Look at that thing.
New gear? Oh, the
When
hat.
when do I get a hat?
Well, I think we're gonna open up a merch store for like Dividend merch, but yeah, man, like,
I'll have to use some of the money that you're paying me to buy some merch.
yeah, you are a top affiliate right now. You are a top. There's
And-
somebody's close to
Negative.
beating you, but
Nope.
yeah,
I released a video today, so I got another 10 more.
there
today.
you go.
Every week, I'm just gonna release a new video.
Do it.
Yeah.
But no, man, portfolios are looking better. The M1 Finance portfolio, man, is for the listeners that don't know, it's my dividend portfolio. I did recently update it a little bit. Now I'm 50% in ETFs in that portfolio, VTI and SCHD. Everything else is single stocks, and I take that back. I have 5% in a covered call ETF, JEPI. So other than that, 55% of ETFs. Everything else is single stocks. It's my favorite portfolio. It's just my favorite one to talk about, to look at. And then Fidelity, I have been slowly selling off positions in Fidelity when I'm up in them, and I am putting. Usually, I'll put like, I have half of it sitting in cash for whenever I want to buy more VTI, because I'm just looking to make that pretty much all VTI, and then like have Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and maybe one or two other smaller cap stocks, Palantir and SoFi. So that's it with Fidelity, and then I'm looking. Oh, the other cash that I'm taking out from the positions I'm selling, I am putting into M1 Finance to grow that a little more. But right now, portfolios are looking good, man. You know, I'm waiting for the market. So somebody asked about what's our thoughts on the market right now. So I've said this plenty of times. I hate giving short-term predictions because I have no idea.
Here we go.
Brad has no idea. Any YouTuber, any investment mogul, you know, Wall Street guy, no one has any idea what the stock market is going to do. No one does. So, with that being said, me, in the future, there's a few things that I could see bringing the market down lower, and that's why I'm kind of waiting to buy a little bit more VTI. Usually I'm just like a buy it, you know, whatever, lump sum guy. I'll just buy, if I have some extra cash, I'll throw it in there. But I really do think the market's going to take a little bit of a downturn. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on this completely. But my thought process on it is, I think the Fed's going to be even more hawkish than they stated. I think they're going to have to raise rates higher, which is in return going to bring stocks lower.
Is that already priced in though, Jay?
I don't know, man, because the last meeting, Powell came out and was like, we may have to do this. We may have to do this. We may, you know, and like usually a year ago,
But
he's
then
like,
after the last 3 times he spoke about that, we've had a rally at the end of the day.
you're right, and you're right. But
Which makes people. That's why I asked, do you think it's priced in?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think, no. Okay, so I'll say this. Again, could be completely wrong. I don't think all of the rate hikes are already priced in.
Okay.
I don't. And if they come out with a, you know, 2 rate hikes back to back, market may freak out a little bit. Who knows? My biggest, I think, catalyst for the market right now is Putin. And what's
Okay.
going to happen with that. I think that is and dude, I've been watching so much. Like I usually don't watch the news like that. Like I don't really watch much political stuff. You know, I'll watch it every now and then. But dude, when it first popped off, I was glued to the TV. And it wasn't even just because of the market, man. It was just because what's going on over there is truly horrible. And it really, I mean, honestly, some of the pictures and videos I see, man, it just pisses me off. Like,
Mhm.
like why the hell is he bombing women's hospitals, and killing innocent women and children? Like, I'm not going to go on that tangent, but my biggest catalyst, I think, is if something happens with the war in Ukraine and he attacks a NATO ally or, you know, something crazy, and who knows, something may happen that no one's even thought about yet happening. That's where I think the market could really see a major downturn. Now, is that going to happen? Who knows? No one knows. No, people thought that Putin wasn't going to invade Ukraine. People thought that, you know, I remember
Not too many people. But
right,
some people.
right. But I remember hearing it on the news. He's just putting up a front. You know, I'm like, no, the guy's lining military, and I mean, and so that's kind of my thought.
The green has felt good though in the last almost like we're a week of green straight.
So for my
After
small,
after the start we had, it feels good.
and you know what though, dude? Like for my small caps, yes. For my Palantir, my SoFis, you know, yes. For all my other stocks that I'm have majority of my money in, I want to see the market drop another 30%. I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pull them. I don't need the money.
Right.
Like the money I'm investing.
Can we get even on Baba first?
Okay, I would love to be even on Baba because I want to get the hell out of that stock.
What's our basis on that? Like $700?
Oh my god, it feels like that. Jesus.
I
Same
call
thing
him
with
JJ.
same thing with Peloton and Vuzi.
I keep hearing because Azevedo is a big Baba guy, and he's like, "Yo, Baba, another 10% today, another 10% today." So I'm like, after like 3 or 4 days of that, I finally called you. I was like, "Yo, have you checked Baba? Like, are we good?" And you're just like, "No, dude." I'm like, "I know you don't watch the markets. It's up 30% in the last 3 days." You're like, "Yeah, I checked, man. Still not good."
Yeah, we've been
Basis-
down in Baba since I bought it.
Our basis
Same
is
thing with Vuzi though.
189. Well, Vuzi, yeah, but and Vuzi, yeah. Oh my God, Vuzi
We're down like 70% in your Vuzi position.
and Peloton.
And Peloton and Tattooed Chef.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
So we can. I mean, yeah, 30% is aggressive though.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I wanted to go down 30%.
Oh, so though, I mean, no, like the stocks I want to get out of, no, I don't. But like all my other stocks, like, yeah, man, like I would love if my M1 portfolio just did a complete shit dive by 30%. I would love it.
So VTI is trading for 222.
Yeah.
So you would take that at 150?
All day, baby. All day. Like I would obviously whatever for that to happen, something horrible would have to go on in the world, and I don't want that to happen, to be honest.
Right.
But we're just talking pricing here. Who anyone 50 and below, who wouldn't want that?
I can't say I disagree with you.
It's
I
not like
can't say-
it's not like you're gonna be pulling your money out in 2 years.
No, there's two things that, I mean, I think actually this is actually opening my perspective, so thank you. The things that I deal with day to day are options, right? So I think the little bit of fear that I had just before you just slapped me in the side of the head was that just because I do it every day, it's in the front of my mind, so I feel like it holds more weight. But then again, I'm like, that's 5% of my net worth, 6% of my net worth.
Mm-hmm.
So 94% of my net worth and 94% of the money I put into the markets is in indexes. So even though it feels like all my leaps are just getting, and that's why I made a video on my leaps plays, and I'm laughing in the video, and people are like, why do you think it's so funny that you're down 10 grand? And I'm like, shit luck, number one, and number two, I was up 30 grand last year, so who cares? You know, like I don't care about this 3 weeks right now. It's just I've never seen. I mean, I've been holding leaps now and doing the poor man's covered call for like 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, and I've never seen 10 leaps down 99%. It's just like,
Damn.
oh my God. But then again, small piece of my portfolio, and it's actually one of those stocks is Apple, and I have expiration coming up on them April 14th. And last week, Apple was at minus 99%. Their value was like 0.03, and I got in for $1,400. So I was down $1,400, and Apple started to come up, and I was talking with some of my trusted advisors, and I'm like, what if we have a little bit of green here? This might be a time where I should average in. And I'm thinking to myself, don't add to losers. Don't add to losers. And I did the math. It was trading for 150. So it had gone from 1,400 down to 150. I'm like, I can literally spend $150 and cut my basis in half, bringing my break even down $7 from 184 to 177. So I did it. And today it was trading for 500.
Wow.
I was like, I might get out of this.
Yeah.
I might get the hell out of this. So Apple's been on a nice little tear, but I will say that I've stopped like trading and messing with the leaps and stuff like that. I am strictly looking and trading futures, the NASDAQ futures and the S&P 500 futures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so nice to just know one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know what this is going on for like 2.5, 3 weeks now. Like, I know pretty much what the NAS is going to be doing every day. And it's great. Like I could take it down 30%. Most of the money I've made trading has been on buying puts on the way down. But
Yeah.
you're still right. It still could go down, man.
I would be. I mean,
And,
there's some
and
stocks I want to.
Aaron Bennett says the same thing. Like, if we get a 30% dip on tech, like think about the leaps options that we can write on
Oh my
those.
god, yeah.
Oh gosh, oh golly.
Yeah, it'd be nuts, man. Yeah, I mean, really, my only risky speculative plays right now are that I'm like super bullish on.
Right.
I mean, really, that's just one. I guess two, but I haven't really been following Palantir really lately. I've just been letting it sit. But SoFi I've been adding to a little bit
Yeah,
here
I
and there.
see that. Yeah, you do SoFi a lot.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think like what my riskiest investment is right now because like even Vuzi, which is down, it's a $5 call. It only seems so down, or it seems so detrimental, is because when a lot of people knew, or when I started talking about Vuzi the most, it was when it was in like its high 20s or mid to high 20s. So now people see it at 5 and they're like, whoa. And I was like, no, you have to understand. I got in when it was 2 and change. I had $5 and $7 calls, cleaned up on the $7 calls, and just was letting the 5 ones float around. And yeah, it's gone down. But I mean, I'm trying to think like, or things that I'm surprised by. I'm super shocked by Starbucks. My Starbucks sleeps are down. They've been just going down and down and down and down and down. I'm like, wow.
where are they at right now?
Like
Because I know I made a video on them the other day and they were at like 79, but I think they had a nice little pop.
I think they're like 82 to 88 now.
Okay. Yeah, when I made the video, they were like 79. They're
Yeah, I
at
was just
86.
86. So, but I'm looking at those leaps and I'm like, wow, I mean, Starbucks, I've seen the value and their premiums drop a little bit, but I've never seen them like take a day after day hit. And that was like a little bit of a shock for me. But like even Tattoo Chef has been just hanging around. You know, it's not really doing anything. Same with Vuzi. It's bouncing around the same $2 area, which is fine because Vuzi is one of those plays where, to be honest, I'll probably, if I get 3 days till expiration on that and it's in the money, but it's still like not as valuable as when I bought it. I know either that or I'll just buy the shares for $500.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll buy the shares for $500 and wheel it, you know, especially because that's like a negative cost basis for me, or net adjusted cost basis for all the money I've made off Vuzi calls. You know, if it's like $6, you know, I can either sell it and take the intrinsic value right there, or I can just hold on to, 500 shares. I mean, I still got, that's January 2023 for Vuzi. So, but like, if it goes up to $10, I'll probably just sell that and get out of it. But I don't really have any. I think Bitcoin's probably my riskiest investment right now. I was talking with my buddy about Bitcoin, and I want to ask your opinion on this because it kind of made sense to me as far as like the whole decentralized and store of wealth, and government can't step in and things like that. Tell me if this sounds far-fetched to you.
Okay.
So a couple weeks back, actually right before the Super Bowl, New York State approved online betting, right? DraftKings, FanDuel, all that. They never had that. I literally could not even download the app, right? Now, sports betting is legal, but one particular government was able to block that entire app from a location settings point of view. Is it far-fetched to think that if the government felt like they were losing control to Bitcoin or crypto, and that it was devaluing our money so much that they would just not allow you to use any brokers? And I've seen this in the past, like online poker. They had to make all these offshore online poker things. And I just see them able to say, okay, yeah, crypto is totally legal. It's like in New York State right now. Totally legal to smoke a joint, but you're not allowed to buy it anywhere. So it's like, and I feel like that might get, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think they could just block us from, like, I can't use BlockFi in New York State, right? One of your sponsors, I can't use BlockFi. I can't even download the app in New York State.
Couldn't you just use a VPN?
You could. You could, but what's that going to do to VPN? Or, you know, all they have to do is regulate the VPN companies. Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
mean, like,
I mean, like, I don't know how they would be able to do that though. I mean, if you got a VPN company based out of Switzerland, the government can't, the U.S. government can't regulate that.
they can regulate what's on your phones, and they can regulate what the Apple Store allows their apps to have.
Yeah, you can download it from somewhere else.
Yeah,
You can download it from the internet.
yeah. But then like, because I know my students tried out VPNs with
Because here's the thing. Oh, so
with the
hang on real
sports
quick.
betting, but they had the sports betting in there, like it knew that
Well,
you were using a VPN.
But here's the thing, though. So sports betting is illegal in Missouri, but I know there's a way that I can bet on sports in Missouri without saying
And you-
that I've bet on sports in Missouri online.
And you use a VPN?
No. Just through the internet.
Okay, but
Yeah.
they don't care about your location settings.
Nope.
I don't know. I just
And I use Bitcoin. I mean, shit, I guess I can say, what the hell?
Oh yeah, you use that's
I've
my
used
brother
Bitcoin
did that.
to
Right.
to
Okay.
send the money in, and that's how I bet on the games.
Right. My brother actually did do that with cryptos.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I not to say that like I'm losing faith in Bitcoin. I'm just saying because I'm still putting money into it all the time, but I'm saying I don't think it's as bulletproof as some people think. Like I think that
That's why it's
people-
only 3% of my net worth.
yeah. I feel like the government has a lot more control over our phones and what we see on our phones than we truly believe.
I agree with you on that, but I also don't agree with that at all. Like, I don't think the government should have that much control over our lives at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know, I agree.
I'm
That's why
big
Elon Musk
time-
is making. That's why Elon Musk is making Starlink.
I'm huge on small government. What we got? You want to wrap this up, or are we gonna stay a little bit? Because I gotta do a little potty break.
You could take a potty break. I can answer some questions in the chat.
Give me like 40 seconds.
That's what she said. All right, let me get to this chat. There's some things that I definitely saw in here. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Appreciate it. Hun, how about the AMC last couple of days? Like I just mentioned, I got myself into trouble trying to day trade multiple stocks. And like I would had a watch list of like 5 or 6, and I was watching a bunch of AMC was one of them. I talked to you about that. It was just too much. And once I simplified it down and I just started I'm trading the Qs right now off of the NQ futures chart and SPY off the ES. I've been doing really, really well. So I'm really just selling options right now on those two particular ETFs. Any reason why he picks CSHD over VYM? Thomas, I'll have to ask him that when he gets back. I'm a VYM guy. If I was gonna go outside VYM, I'd probably go QYLD. But yeah, I don't know why he chooses that. I did a video, man. I think it's on my channel. If I didn't unlist it, I don't think I unlisted it. Best dividend paying ETFs. And I'm pretty sure I talked about the CSHD, or maybe it was SPHD. One of them I talked about in that video. We got to get some merch. 1,900 shares of what? On AMC? That's a lot. Ryan, why'd you get rid of the dividend portfolio then when finance? Yeah, dripping back into the entire portfolio is definitely awesome. 7 rate hikes. Yeah, Aaron, I don't think the rate hikes necessarily matter. The number of them, I mean, I think it's more like what they're going to be. World War III nukes. Trust me, nobody's nuking us. World War III is we lose the electrical grid and then we're fucked. Jay, somebody in the chat asked, why CSHD over VYM? Did you say that you're into
SCHD over VYM?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I don't have the answer. I think the companies in SCHD, and I knew I was going to be having VTI in there as well. I had a larger diversification of the companies that like top 20 holdings, let's say. And then also,
That makes sense.
I hate saying this, but I think SCHD has a little higher dividend yield currently than VYM.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I think it also has performed better.
Whoa.
I'll answer it real quick.
Yeah, because like I see what you're saying. Like if you want to have multiple, like for the same reason you wouldn't want VTI and VOO, it's gonna be the same 10 stocks. So essentially it's the same thing, maybe slightly different percentages. You're saying that VYM would have overlapped a little bit more with some other ones that you had?
That, but also this did answer my question. So VYM over the past 5 years returned 44%. Over the past 5 years for SCHD had a 76% return. So nearly almost double.
Oh my god.
SCHD is a solid ETF.
Yeah.
It's a banger, man. I mean, a decent capital appreciation. I mean, compare that to the S&P 500. S&P 500 had an 89% 5-year return, or 88 or something like that. And SCHD pays, 2 times the dividend amount of the S&P.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a solid ETF. That's why I like it.
That's why I like it.
That's why I like it.
Do you know anything about Redwood Trust dividend stock?
Nothing.
Somebody asked, yeah, I don't know anything about that one either, but sorry. I'm so glad tax season's over.
Me too, man. I'm very glad that that's past me. Very glad.
Because now we can start investing. Like, you hold all this money because you don't know.
Yep.
It's like this big secret. You don't know how much you're gonna have to pay, but you know it's about this or between that and this and that.
Yeah, no, it's not the taxes suck. Let's just be honest. Looks like Redwood Trust had a pretty large dividend cut back in when COVID hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't really see anything else on here.
Capital losses help me on my taxes. Yeah, those can definitely help. They definitely hurt.
What was that?
Someone said in the chat that capital loss helped me on my taxes.
Oh, yeah, that definitely does help. You know what
Yeah.
freaking sucks?
What?
Is I had a loss on both rental properties this year, and that doesn't help out with your overall income.
What do you mean?
The loss. So when you have rental properties, you can't just, like, let's say I lost $5,000 this year from rental properties, and then let's say I had a profit of $100K, right? So if I had $100K of net income that I had to pay taxes on, I can't take that $5,000 of losses in rental income and knock it down of my 100 and make it 95,000. I got to pay taxes on.
Why is that? Because you can adjust your rent to whatever you want? Like, why is that?
No, it's just it's like a rule for rental properties. So what happens is that the losses that you occur over time kind of like sits there on the shelf for each property. That's why it's very important to fill out each Schedule C as its own property. You don't want to group them all together. You want to list out your expenses for each property.
Right.
So those expenses get sit on the shelf for that property. So when I go and sell my rental property or one of them, let's say 10 years down the road, and I make, let's say I make 60 to 80 grand, right, on those rental properties. Well, if over those 10 years I've had a $30,000 loss, from just maintenance, roofs, changing things, well, that $80,000 that I made that I was going to have to pay capital gains tax on, well, now I only have to pay $50,000 of capital gains tax. I'm not paying $50K, but I had to pay capital gains tax on $50,000. So that's kind of how the taxes work for real estate, which I was a little bummed about because net profit was pretty high this year, and I had a decent loss in the rental properties from just acquiring one. So I had closing costs and all that I get to write off. Right. But on top of that, I had the sewer replacement in the first one. So I had a pretty decent loss this year. And I was looking forward to knocking that off my overall income. He's like, oh, sorry, can't do that. I was like, mother effer, man. Jeez, I mean.
Now, so if you 1031 that one day, do you lose that? Because when you 1031, you don't have to pay cap gains either.
Oh.
So will that hit you?
I don't know. I would guess those losses follow with you. I don't know. I don't know that answer. Never done that before.
'Cause what happens when because you're gonna have to 1031 into your million unit property one day.
That would be nice.
I hope you find some places for us to buy in Jacksonville.
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. Like, I wouldn't mind picking up a nice Airbnb in Jacksonville. I really wouldn't.
I know. I wish more people. I wish I was a little closer to the city, because if I was a little closer to the city, I might be able to justify paying a New York price for it, because Airbnbs get New York prices here too. But I was saying to Tara, like, if you're gonna do an Airbnb, I think listening to everyone that I know that has one is it can't be like hyper seasonal. Like, you have to be able to rent it at
Year
least
round.
a majority of the year.
Like
Because-
75%.
Yeah, because I live really close to a beach town, and over the summer the Fire Island rentals are stupid, like 10 grand a week, and for like 2-bedroom like beach bungalows, right?
Jeez.
But that's 8 weeks, you know. And granted, that's $80,000, but I can tell you this: they're paying close to that in property taxes and waterfront insurance.
Mm.
So it's like, granted, they're making money or nobody would do it, but man,
Yeah, Jacksonville's affordable. I mean, it's decently affordable. And I told Lindsay, I was like, if there was a nice condo or, you know, a little bitty beach house from walking distance from Jacksonville Beach or something like that,
yeah.
I would not be opposed to buying something like that.
Yeah. I mean, properties are good, right? The numbers work, JJ. Do the deal.
Do the deal. Buy the deal.
So when do you leave? Did you tell us this already? Because we
No.
gotta make. Are we gonna be able to record? Are we gonna take a week off? Dude, we're gonna have to do a twofer the week of the move.
The week of the move I probably won't be able to record. Next week I can record, but I leave on the 7th, Thursday. Next 2 Thursdays from now. So
Okay.
from tomorrow, it's officially 2 weeks away.
Okay. Wow, man, it's just coming. Holy cow.
And I'm driving on Thursday to Jacksonville with my dog, Tucker. Him and I are making the road trip, driving straight through. And then the kids and Lindsay fly that night straight through from St. Louis to Jacksonville, and I'll pick them up at the airport.
Oh, so that's that's what I'm like doing
Yeah.
with my wife and
Yep.
kids. All right, man. Good talk.
Yep.
Good talk.
Always good.
I know we've been so busy. I haven't really even talked to you during the week.
Yeah, I know. Definitely.
And I
have
think
a
it's
lot
too
going on.
because we like not really watching the markets that much.
No, not
Most of the stuff we were talking about was like trading and all this, that, and the other thing, and now it's kind of like VTI life, man.
It's nice though, dude. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I look at the markets, but it's not like I was in 2021.
Yeah.
2021 was a year ago right now, like, totally different world, dude. I was up as soon. I would wake up I was going live and shit. I'd wake up at 6 o'clock. I'd come up. I'd prep. I'd look. I'd get ready. I'd study. And like, I don't do that anymore. I buy, like, I'll look at SoFi and I'll look at what M1's doing, and I might, if I can throw extra money in there or whatever, which right now I haven't. But, while I'm working, I'll just see what VTI is looking like just to see. And I still listen to CNBC, so like I know what's going on in the market. Like I listen to that every day in the morning.
M1 raised their interest rate on their borrow.
Oh, did they really?
So we were talking about how it's been 2. Yeah, March 31st it goes up to 2.5.
I
And
thought it was at
Robinhood-
2.5.
It was 2.
Oh wow.
And Robinhood went from 2.5 to 3.
Hmm.
I don't use it, but
Yeah.
I was just about to. But this is the reason why I didn't go on the margin. I mean, if I had like a couple $1,000s or whatever, and I was like, all right, let's just borrow a couple thousand because I know that on my next paycheck I can just knock that out. But like, I know some people that went pretty deep in that 2%. And like, granted, 0.5% is not going to be that much, but like, I have some friends with bigger portfolios that have like 50 grand out on borrow. Like, I remember Adam from In the Money when he was making videos. He said that he used it to buy his Tesla.
Oh man, damn, that's
That's like 45K.
I don't
I
think
wish
I
that
could.
dude would make another video again. He hasn't made a video in a long time.
I could not. I don't think I could borrow money to go buy stocks. Just because
Yes, you could.
No, I couldn't.
We dropped 30%, and I'm going to give you 2% on your money. You're not taking it.
I don't know, dude. I think I would rather go buy a property. It's not. It's more stable. Because like, well, I don't know. Maybe let's say if it's dropping 30%, then by the time I see that happen, I'm like, well, shit, it could drop another 20% from here. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the market, but also it's that mental game, and I don't think I could do it.
What about the dividends? Anything? Nothing?
I would just wait till I had cash and put it in there.
I mean, yeah, I say the same thing. And, I say I would use the margin, but like, even with this little bit of a dip we took over the last 8 weeks or so, I wasn't even considering it.
No.
Like, every time I'm like, if it goes down 5%, maybe I'll think about it. If it goes down 10%, then it's down 10%. I'm like, if it goes down 20%,
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like you see it happen, but then you're like, well, it's gonna go down more. You know, like
yeah.
no, like if I saw a 30% crash, you know, I'd be like, holy shit, this is definitely an opportunity.
But you said that. So let's say I have $100,000 in my M1 finance.
Okay.
I can borrow 40% of that, so $40K.
Okay.
At 2%. If a real estate property came around and I only had 30, or let's say I had none because I just bought a real estate property, would you take the $40K at 2% that way?
All day.
Yeah.
All day. And I'm that's a goal of mine, like with M1.
Because you guys are also, too, for those that don't understand, like, there's a difference between a margin account and a borrow account. Like, M1 is letting us take money
out.
Or letting us, not letting us, but it is, you have the opportunity to borrow money at 2% and use your portfolio as collateral.
Here is the scary part, though. Understand what a margin call is.
Yes.
If let's say I pull out 40 grand to go buy a property, right, from M1, right, and I don't have that cash in my account, and then I go and close on that deal, and then the next day Putin nukes the U.S. and the stock market drops by 80%, now I have to cover whatever that difference is. Let's call it, if I took out 40, let's say I got to cover 30K.
Yeah.
And I don't have 30K in the bank, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to sell off stocks at a huge loss just to cover the margin.
And it's like, that's why it's almost not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be the greatest real estate deal. Like, it'd have to be like a once in a lifetime real estate deal.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's any different than, like, I've openly said that I would use my HELOC if I needed to.
It's a little different.
Why is it? Oh, because there's no margin call.
There's no margin call.
Right.
Now you got to worry about interest rates rising.
Yeah.
But
which is also true with M1. Like, everyone was speaking about the 2% like it was a fixed rate.
It ain't fixed.
And one of the questions I did get a lot was, did you think you'll be grandfathered in? I'm like, no, and we're not. Like, they pretty much sent us an email 2 weeks ago that was like, hey, just want to let you know, if you have any money in an M1 borrow, you better get it out or be prepared on March 25th. And like I said, that they're fully transparent. This is something you sign. I'm not knocking them. I love M1 Finance.
Yeah, they're good.
I love them. But yeah, no, that's another, because you hear people talk about the 2%, but they never put that fine print on there. You know? Like, I don't even want the temptation, really. Even in my Webull account, my Webull account's still a cash account. I can only play with settled cash, no margins, no need for it, because I'm the gambling type. If I have the opportunity to money, same thing as my student loans. Like, I only needed 10 grand for tuition, but I used all 30 of my student loans. Right
now, if I have almost the cash, or I'm a little short, I would definitely take the money out.
Yeah, like maybe if I had 40K in the bank, and I didn't want to tap myself.
Yes.
Right, I might use that 2%.
Yes.
So if I did get margins call, but that's different. Yeah, like if I have the money right there, I'll just take it.
Absolutely, or even close to it.
Yeah.
Like if I need 40K and I borrow 40K, but I got 25 in the bank or 30 in the bank, and I know in a dire situation I can get the extra cash.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah, because you can liquidate stuff if you really need to.
Yep.
That's part of like my whole discussion about I used to max my 457 and my 403B, and I stopped my 403B. I wanted my money more liquid. I wanted the opportunity, not that I want to, but if I can convert one investment to another, meaning that if a great real estate opportunity came around and I had to liquidate stocks, I can do that out of a taxable brokerage account. I can't do that out of a 457, which is like my accountant's trying to get me to do a SEP like you have. He's like, cut this bullshit with the backdoor Roth and the $6,000 when you should have a SEP and you should be putting $50,000 into that SEP and deducting your income. I'm like, Matt, I got to be honest with you. I don't want 50 grand a year going unliquid. I would rather pay the tax on it now and have it be able to go to work for me now than have to wait till the thought of having to wait 19 years to touch it, even though it's a great retirement, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I love that.
But you can't touch your Roth.
You could take your contributions out.
are out. But so my CPA had a good point. He's like, because I was talking about the backdoor Roth and stuff, and I ended up not doing the backdoor Roth this year. I just went with my traditional route because I had the SEP as well.
Right.
And he goes, well, think about this, man. He goes, you may keep making, more money each year. He goes, let's say you have a year, 10 years down the road where you're not making a lot of money because you just kind of like, he kind of knows Lindsay and I's plan, how we just want to kind of get to a point and just kind of coast. And I'll still have projects and stuff, but I know I'm not going to be working a shit ton like, I am right now. So he's like, maybe wait till 10 years down the road when when I'm 40. And he goes, maybe you're not making what you're making right now. And maybe you're in a lower tax bracket, and then that's when you start doing your conversions. You're converting from the traditional to the Roth because you're at a lower tax bracket. It's like, that's a good point. He goes, because right now, if you do your backdoor Roth when you're in your highest tax bracket, you're paying the taxes on that, and you're paying the highest amount to where maybe 10 years from now, you're in a lower tax bracket, and now you're saving yourself 14% or 10% or whatever the difference would be. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good idea. And then
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's something I'm going to have to reevaluate. Like I said, it's one of the good things about making more money is just like when you get out of debt and you think that's the finish line and you realize, wow, I
Right.
got all this money that I have to do the right thing with.
Yep.
Like we're making more money. We got to figure out what to do. Like, that's all right.
Yeah. Hey, shout out, Brian. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the super chat, dude.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the super chat. Can't
Works.
wait to see you. Yeah, man. And you'll be, I'm actually pumped for it too. And you're going to make videos on it, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be like a lot of videos, but maybe like just kind of one of those things where like if I feel like making a video, I'm going to make a video. Maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month. Who knows?
Because you're making tons of videos on the dividend.
Dividend freedom
channel.
is my main focus right now. But I will be updating and doing vlog type content. Like we'll probably do like an apartment tour type video and a day in the life of what it looks like for me as a stay-at-home dad / YouTuber, like what that looks like. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice, man. Well, I think I tried to wrap this up 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, no. Well, let's do it now.
We get off on a
Mason's waiting for me downstairs before he goes to bed to play a game.
What are you guys playing?
He's got some envelope. He comes up with this random shit. He has this envelope down there where he writes our names on it, and then he has to go find these things and puts them in there, and then we have to go find the other pieces that match that or something. I don't know.
Isn't it 20 to 10? No,
No, it's 8:45 right now.
He's still awake?
Yeah, dude. And he napped at school today. So he had school today, and he naps at
Oh,
preschool.
those fucking naps.
And
at
he
school.
doesn't nap at home. He's not a napper.
Right.
So when he naps, he could stay up till 2:00 in the morning if we'd let him.
Yikes.
Yeah, so he'll be up for. We'll put him down around 9, so that's why I want to get down there and play the game with him.
I'm still on the 7 p.m. baby.
My kids would never do that.
On the dot, Brody. Night.
No way.
Yeah, buddy. Daylight savings screwed with it for like a day. Now it's
Jeez.
like, let's go, buddy. He's like, piggyback ride, brush my teeth. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Last night I watched the whole Ranger game alone.
Jeez.
It's fantastic. All right, buddy. Anything you want to add before we get out of here tonight?
See y'all next week.
Right on, guys. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. We'll catch you on the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode of the Average Money Podcast. Tonight, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The markets have been green over the last week. We could talk about that and how that's been affecting the portfolio. JJ is moving out of Missouri, so we'll talk about where he's going. I actually went outside my comfort zone with a little bit of travel as well. We'll talk about that day trading, the options trading, and just just the overall world market in general. We're talking money. That's what we do here on the Average Money Podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome. My name is Brad Finn. I'm joined every single week with JJ Buckner, rocking the new gear. What's up, JJ?
Happy birthday
Oh, thank you.
to you.
Stop that, please.
Happy
It's
birthday.
weird. People are listening for the first time, Jay.
you.
This is their first time.
Happy birthday, Mr. Brad.
Oh my God. I think we actually opened the podcast up this week talking about how nobody listens to us. There's Exhibit A.
This episode I ever listened to, like, who in the hell are these guys?
This is why they're not growing, and they wonder why they're not growing.
Oh man, Jesus.
You're good.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. Jesus Christ. Let's just dive. I hope this isn't your first episode, because then you'd know that we're not psychopaths. All right, guys. Let's jump right into this episode. Fucking savage.
Oh jeez. Good
Oh,
times.
jeez.
Good
Oh,
times.
jeez. Oh, jeez.
All right.
All right, guys.
Cool. Yep. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna play this random game with my son. Guys, thank you always joining on the live stream. It's been a blast.
Right on. Yeah.
I do wish we could talk to the chat more during the episode. It's just it's tough for me to look and be able to read it as I'm trying to focus on our conversation. I can't do it.
I mean, I'm on there. They don't
You're
really
definitely
talk to
better.
us. They
Well,
don't really
that's
talk
good.
to
Okay.
us.
Well, that's good. That's good then.
They don't really talk to us. I always try and, even if we try and jump back in, but like there's 34 people in here, and in the chat right now, I mean, we did just say 999, but in the chat right now, there's 4 people.
Okay.
There.
Good.
I'm sure some people just left, but shout out to Charlie, Zhao, James, and they're both of them, James and Robin, are still in the chat. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Please give the video a thumbs up if you're on your way out, and yeah, we'll